So I don't think I've ever officially told my Crohn's story. So I wanted to do it. Like I felt like it would be fitting with, this week coming up to share my story with Crohn's. Like how you have those moments in your life, those major events, it could be good or bad, where you remember exactly like when it happened or where you were. Like I was talking with this person when I got this phone call, or this song was on the radio when this thing happened. Like those things. For me with Crohn's, I remember I was at the mall with my mom. She was in Macy's, and I just remember like, this is weird, my stomach hurts. Didn't think much of it, and I didn't realize at the time, but that pain, it would take months for it to go away, and it was unlike anything I'd ever felt before. Like if my if my intestines were this scarf, it just felt like someone was doing this to my intestines, and it just felt like that all the time. It hurt to eat, it hurt to go to the bathroom, so I just tried to cut out the middleman and stop eating. I lost a lot of weight in the beginning because I wasn't eating, um which made me look like a lollipop. I'm not gonna lie. Like my head, my head, I got a healthy size head. I'll just put it that way. Like my hair is thick, so I can't even use that as an excuse. Yes, my hair is thick, but also I have a big head. And so like when I was just losing weight in my body, my head staying the same, it's like, man, I got a big head. I mean, like I remember one time I was in the hospital and I just looked in the mirror and I started crying because like she's like, I look like a lollipop. Like I can laugh at it now, but then, But anyways, doctors couldn't figure out what's wrong, so they referred me to a GI, a gastroenterologist, which was like two and a half hours away, because the closest there were no pediatric GI doctors at that time. So we go up there, meet with the GI doctor. Man, like to this day, I have not met a doctor that compares to him. Like I put him up on this pedestal, Dr. Fortunato. I love him to death. He was just an amazing doctor. But we went in for a colonoscopy. Had to do my first ever colonoscopy prep, which was so much fun. No, it was, gosh, doing a prep for colonoscopy. And that wasn't the last one that I've done. Like I've had to do them over the years, but that first one, it was just awful. Like to this day, I can't drink purple Gatorade because I tried to and I just gagged just thinking about that first time with all the Gatorade that I had to drink. But I went in for the colonoscopy. I woke up and he was like, I don't know how you've been walking around this whole time, but we're going to have to keep you here. And so he started me on a bunch of medicine. I apologize in advance if I'm saying the same name for the same medication. Like I'm just going to list off the things I remember hearing at that time. So I remember I was on Flagyl, I was on Cipro, I was on 6MP, Pentasa. I feel like some of those might be the same things. Imuran. I feel like I also had acid reflux or something, so they had me on Prevacid. I was on prednisone, which was a blast, being a teenage girl with a face that turns into a circle because of all the steroids. I have a friend, to this day, he calls me Chipmunk because of my cheeks. They got so big because of the prednisone. Starting me on the medicine. Oh, I was also on Remicade. That didn't end well. So we had to stop the Remicade. Now I'm on Humira, and I'm doing better with that, thank God. Started on the medicine. Got to go home eventually. There was a lot of suck in the beginning. There was one summer I had to miss band camp because I was in the hospital. I think that might have been that summer. There was another time where I was junior volunteering at a hospital, ended up in the hospital for a flare-up. I got a job at a summer camp, had to miss out on that opportunity because I was in the hospital for a flare-up. Now that I'm reflecting on it, it seems like if ever my Crohn's is going to turn up, it's going to be in the summertime. Not only the having to miss out on things, but there was also a a period where I was like, God, why is this happening to me? Like, I think about like cause and effect illnesses, like because I smoked, I now have this. And with Crohn's, it's like you don't really do anything. It's more or less like a switch. That's how it was explained to me. And it's just like, oh God, why is this happening to me? Like, I don't understand. It was hard, especially like when I would go to doctor's appointments and it would just be a bunch of old older people in the waiting room, and I'm like, is this a disease for old people? Like, why is this happening to me? And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like because I am the way I am, God knew that he needed to give me something to help me stay in tune with him. And I'll explain what I mean by that. I'm very much a planner. So like if someone says to me, "Hey, we should go out and eat." I'm like, "Okay, when are we getting there? What time do you think we are leaving?" I need to check my phone so my phone can let me know what time I need to leave the house so I can make it there, not on time, but 10 minutes ahead of time so I can figure out the parking situation and know where I need to park. I need to look at the menu so I can know what I'm going to eat. I got to go over my lines and rehearse what I'm going to say to the waiter so I can, have everything all together. Like, I am a planner. I don't make plans without my planner. I don't go anywhere without my planner. That is just very much me. But with Crohn's, yes, there are some things you can control, but there are some things that are out of your control. And I feel like if I was able to have a hand in everything and control everything, then there would be no need for me to rely on God. And so with this, you do have the opportunity to say, God, you did this to me. I can't believe you did this to me. I'm done with you. Or you can lean into him even more, which thankfully I did. I am doing, because it's not like I check that box, I'm good to go. Like, it still comes up, like this, like, okay, this sucks. I hate that this is happening, but I'm going to trust that you have a plan and purpose for this, that this can be a blessing to somebody else somehow. And if you try to focus on that, like you shift your perspective to think that way, it takes away from this, why is this happening to me? And it changes it. It allows you to think outside of yourself. With that being said, yes, there was a lot of suck, but I can't I can't ignore the good that has also come from it. Like, I feel like I am very much in tune with my body in a way that I would not be if I didn't have Crohn's. Because, like, that's something that you got to be constantly, like, assessing. Like, okay, when is the last time I went to the bathroom? Do I need to, like, crack open that prune juice to, get the train moving? Make sure that I exercise. Make sure I get enough water, because, that helps things move. Also, that's another thing. This is not, like, a very cute disease. Like, you got to talk about the bathroom a lot. You got to talk about what happens in the bathroom a lot. It's hard to be shy about that when you have this disease. But anyways, yeah, just being mindful of like what's going on in your body, knowing what happens when you eat certain foods. Like for me, my favorite food, not snack, my favorite food, period. My favorite food is popcorn. But I can't eat popcorn because it feels like someone is stabbing me in the abdomen after I eat popcorn. Now, if I go to the movies, am I going to eat popcorn? Maybe. Am I going to cry and complain afterwards like I didn't know it was going to happen? Maybe. But that is a choice that I make. So, like, again, it helps me to be mindful of mindful and more aware of what's going on in my body. I would say that it also sped up my relationship with my husband, because like right around the time that we got married, I was having a flare up, and it kind of like helped him get his feet wet, because like he really jumped right in, like, okay, what's going on? What are you feeling? Do I need to call your doctor? Do you need to go to the hospital? Like, he was on the phone with my mom, because like I guess you can say they kind of like passed the baton from one person to another. He really jumped in, which I'm really thankful for. Yeah, so that is me and my journey with Crohn's up until this point. I would be interested to hear about other people and what their story or journey looked like or looks like with Crohn's. So yeah, feel free to let me know what it's been like for you. Oh my gosh, a squirrel. Oh, I don't do squirrels. Okay, goodness, stay focused. So yeah, thanks. Bye.